Hey everybody, Joe Joseph here from thedailysheeple.com, and this is your news shot. I'm going to go to Bloomberg.com. This is interesting. Facebook is looking for employees with national security clearances. I mean, now, of course, all those tinfoil hatters out there that said, why, Facebook is nothing but an extended branch of the government and clandestine operations. Well, they don't look so tinfoil hatty today, now do they? It's very interesting. Social media giant says they want to help to spot future election meddling. Yeah, that's exactly what they want to do. Not that they don't election meddle themselves, but it has to be their meddling, not yours. Facebook Inc., it says, is looking to hire people who have national security clearances, a move the company thinks is necessary to prevent foreign powers from manipulating future elections through its social networks. Workers with such clearance can access information classified by the United States government, which, let's just stop there for a second. Why is there anything classified over at Facebook? What is there that Facebook has that is classified? Why is Facebook and the federal government in cahoots with each other? You know, they have a term associated with the melding of private corporations and the federal government. It's called fascism. That's what we have here. And just take a look at the Chinese-style censorship that's going on now with social media platforms. It's unbelievable what's going on. Clearly, a fascist-style control mechanism is being set up, and Facebook is central to this. It continues. It says, Facebook plans to use these people and their ability to receive government information about potential threats in the company's attempt to search more proactively for questionable social media campaigns ahead of elections. This according to the person who asked not to be identified because they'd probably be killed if they were found out. A Facebook spokesman, of course, declined to comment because what do you say? What do you say to something like that? This is clearly a cut and dry case of, let's just start really ratcheting up that whole fascist corporate love fest that's going on between our government and these giant social media platforms. It says job candidates with such clearances are often former government and intelligence officials or contractors. The status can carry over to the private sector jobs as long as the position still requires access to sensitive information. Previously granted security clearances became inactive when intelligence workers left the government, but they can be easily reactivated on Facebook's behalf. It's absolutely a simple process. It's not a quick process. Sometimes it can take 6 months to a year before you're granted a security clearance, but I can tell you that it is most certainly easy. The hardest part of it is paying for it. It's very expensive to go through the security clearance process. It says job candidates, or the office, of the National Director of Intelligence and the Department of Homeland Security, surprisingly enough, didn't respond to requests for comments. Why? Because what do you say? I mean, what kind of excuse are you going to give us now about the melding of government and private corporations into this giant fascist love festival that's going on? Corporate espionage. Yes, that is exactly what's going on. And the handmaidens of the government just happen to be these large social media platforms. It says Facebook has been under pressure to address issues related to the potential political manipulation. No, it's a big tool that people who are active, that aren't sitting on their ass watching the NFL and drinking Budweiser, are actually using to affect change. It has nothing to do with manipulation of an election. It's just called people being plugged in. That's what it is. It continues. It says, after disclosed early last month that it sold about $100,000 in ads during the 2016 presidential election to buyers it later learned were connected to the Russian government. And I'm sure, folks, that those connections, if you will, are at best, fictitious pie-in-the-sky fairy tales that they really had to stretch in order to get this type of connection. Now, Russia financed Facebook ads that were turned over to Congress addressed a broad range of issues, including the Black Lives Matter movement. Senate Intelligence Chairman Richard Burr told reporters at a news conference this month that the theme seemed to be to create chaos at every level. Interestingly enough, isn't that the central point of the plan of the powers that shouldn't be? Out of chaos, order. That is their modus operandi, isn't it? Out of chaos, order. And one of their big front men, face men of this is Mark Zuckerberg, who said last month that Facebook plans to add more than 250 people across its teams that deal with security and safety for the social media network, and to more than double the teams working on election integrity. Election integrity. What is election integrity? Let's define what that is, because if we don't, then we're left with them just on the fly, depending on how they feel that day, determine what that is. What we need, folks, is definitions. We need definitions to say what is and what does affect election integrity, what is fake news, and let's put a hard definition on it so that everyone can be judged with the same standard. And if they did that, and they know this to be true, why all of your mainstream corporate entities out there that are considered authoritative, according to Facebook, would then have to be taken down or their content removed because they too would violate Facebook's fake news definition. See, so this is the catch-22 that we have here. Why the Daily Sheeple? Why you're fake news? But ABC News, but CNN is not. Why? Why is that? Even though that they peddle propaganda and bunk all the time and make us swallow a load of garbage all the time. And meanwhile, citizen reporters with very, very, very limited resources then take advantage of these new social media platforms to increase their reach, and they're vilified over it. By God, you're being active. You're off your couch. You're not watching the NFL. You're not drinking Budweiser. That's not the way it's supposed to be. Why, you're supposed to be a docile, apathetic robot, a drone, if you will, a flesh drone. That's what they want. Sit down and shut up, America, and take it like a man, or a woman, if you will. I'm Joe Joseph. This was thedailysheeple.com's News Shot. Feel free to comment below and visit our website at thedailysheeple.com. Have a great day, everybody.